Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be back here with you with Pink and Main. Tonight, I'm in the mood for a little New Year's party card, and it's going to be so cute. I am not going to lie, this time for once, I actually made a little practice round. So here's one tiny champagne flute. So that is kind of what we're basing our card around. We're going to be making a little toast to 2025. I have lots of products here, some old, some new, some loose glitter. So you know it's going to be super fun. I saw a ton of people already in the comments. Thank you guys so much. Let's see, I saw Lisa and Virginia checking in early. Miss Misty's here, Susan, Annette. I see Melissa hanging out. Mom's here. Kathleen, Dawn, Barbara, Miss Peggy, Lori's here with us. Beth and Connie. Jana's here from checking in from Southern Alabama. Miss Jackie Ann is here. Dad's here. Libby's here. Hey, Libby. I'm sorry I didn't react like that for you, Dad. Cheryl's here checking in. Dawn. Yeah, it's definitely party time. Miss Margaret and Miss Raquel are here too. So thank you guys so much for coming to hang out. Oh, Polly's checking in from Texas. Um, so yeah, tonight should be pretty fun. It's cool. It seems like a lot of people are free tonight, so that's nice. But yeah, so the thing that kind of got me thinking about this card is earlier today, one of my daughters asked, "What color is New Year's? Like, what colors are New Year's?" And me and my mom and my other daughter all had different answers. So all four of us came up with different answers. But to me, New Year's is some combination of black, white, silver, and gold. So we're going for black, white, and gold on this card. Um, and we're foiling, die cutting, stenciling. It's going to be really cute. So let me go ahead and swap over cameras. There we go. Yeah, Janet, my dad, my mom, and my stepmom are all watching. And we lost her in February, but my grandma always used to watch every single live. And then I would call her afterwards and we would do a debrief and she would give me all of her feedback, um, which was always very fun. Okay, so we're going to make our second champagne flute now because I want it to have time to dry because we're going to use touch of gloss on it, which is what I did with the first one. I'll show you. I'll walk you through what that looks like and give you a better close up here with the overhead. So you can see it has some stenciled bubbles in there. It also has some glitter. And then the whole thing, how do I get you guys the shine on there? Usually it's this way, right? There you go. The whole thing has a 3D glaze of our touch of gloss. So the whole thing is shiny. And I am making that from the new Cocktails die set, which looks like this. And you may see that there is not a quote unquote champagne flute on here in the suggestions. So what I did is I love that it comes with the shorter stem and the long stem. And I use the long stem on the shot glass. And even though the bottom shape isn't quite as nice because it's not rounded like these, it works just fine, I think. I think that looks pretty cute just as it is, as a little champagne flute. It was the closest. My second choice was going to be this one. I don't know what you put in there. Probably the same thing. I don't really drink, so but I also love that these could be like lemonade if you wanted it to be. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. So um Peggy, I bet I feel like if there was ever a time to have an excuse for not using your courtyard kit yet, it's this month. So yeah, so this is from the Courtyard Crafty Courtyard Kit. You can also get them separately now. If you're on YouTube, everything is linked in the description for you. And then we're also going to pair the Retro Drinks stencil with this as well. And you can see I used them for the first one. We're going to use them again. So let's start by die cutting out our two little sections. So we need the long stem and the little flute, or the little shot glass, and some paper. And I do want to let you guys know, I did order the chrome detail plate that we were talking about on Monday night from Sizzix to try my big shot with those puzzles, the puzzle die. Simon Says Stamp is having a Sizzix sale right now, so I managed to get it with a really good discount. So I ordered that chrome plate, and we will try our puzzle dies again with that to see how that works on making a freestanding like actual puzzle. So we have our little stem and our shot glass, and this is pretty easy. This set is so cute. All of these, the style of these die sets from Michelle are so detailed. And they can be a little fiddly, but I feel like this one is like the least, especially with the stencil. All right, so I am going to stencil the shot glass part first. I'm using my low tack matte, which was absolutely perfect when I used it earlier for this, right? Because then the little shot glass isn't going anywhere. Oh my goodness, I see so many people jumping in. Okay, I see people saying they're agreeing to black and gold. I was talking for a minute. Hey, Michelle. Michelle's checking in. Cheryl's here. Let's see. Deanne jumped into choose here. Perfect. I think I caught Beth, and I think I caught Margaret. But in case I didn't, hi. Okay, so I have my shot glass on my low tack sticky mat, and then this is the stencil for that coordinates with that. So we're gonna line it up so there's a little space on either side, and it kind of gives like a little angle to the liquid, which is cute. And we're going in with construction, our construction ink, and we're gonna just do a very light kind of wash of color over that, because I was kind of going for like that golden, soft kind of golden champagne color. Okay, and then there's two different bubble patterns. So I went with the smaller one, and I want them to kind of start in the glass and kind of come up over the edge, like out of the rest of the liquid. And we're gonna go in with that same color, but more intensely, and kind of really scrub that in. Right? And that's it for our stencil for this one. Super easy. You could also do all of this with markers for this specific look, but I know not everybody wants to color, not everybody has time to color all the time. And then with these, I'm pretty sure you can just like rinse this and let it air dry, and it should be good again. Someone correct me if I'm wrong in that, but I've done that with my like Cricut mats, and this feels like a similar texture. Yeah, that there aren't stamps for this one. You use the stencil and the dies together like that, and it's so easy to pair them up. So nice. Okay, and then for my stem and the actual little flute part, I went in with some Copics, You could also do this with some really pale Olos or colored pencils even. I'm gonna go in with my BG11 and we're gonna add some shadow right at the top and kind of pull that down. We're gonna do the opposite at the bottom, kind of make a little stripe and then make kind of a triangle. Sorry, I know it's hard. These are like lighter colors. It's like super white. There you go. Right? And then on the bottom of our little flute, and I just picked the side on the top that doesn't have the liquid, because the liquid, like we said, is kind of tilted. And then I added a little swipe of blue to either side. That just kind of gives that look of glass. And then I'll go in with a BG10, which is just one shade lighter, and blend that out. And even though we're doing a lot of steps, I'm actually a little worried that this is going to come together so easily that we're going to have extra time. All right, so I went in with just a little touch of liquid glue right at the bottom of my shot glass. It's probably a little much. And then we're going to pop the stem right over that. Okay, then I'm going to go in with a touch of gloss, and which I have been storing upside down per your suggestions, and I have not had a single issue since I made that switch. So if you use touch of gloss, please store it upside down and it will work perfectly forever. So I'm just doing a nice even coat all the way across. And then because I like to live life on the edge, we're going to add a little baby touch of loose glitter, right? You can see in the first trial one, it's just like a little, the lightest little hint of glitter, but I think that it adds something. I think it makes it a little extra special. So this is my very specific scientific way of adding just a touch of glitter. You literally touch the glitter and then, oh, that was a little extra touch. That's fine. And you tap over your glass. And then now it has a touch of glitter, which clearly is not scientific because it did not work the way I was expecting. But that is okay. And it's going to dry. I didn't use a thick layer, so it should dry in maybe 10, 15 minutes. Maybe not 100% dry, but certainly enough that we can work on our card. So I'm going to pop those over to the side. Let's turn on our meat. Whoop. Should be in my lights flicker. Maybe let's zoom out. Okay, let's see. Yes, Melissa, if we have extra time at the end, we'll make some extra bonus cups. I think that's a perfect idea. I think that is perfect. Poor Virginia's still trying to figure out her house. Hey, Kim, I also love to color, so I'm very glad that you found us over here. Okay, for our foiling, I want to use the reverse spotlight foilables. We just have to pick one. But to me, these kind of have the look of fireworks. So I thought it would be very cute for this kind of New Year's look. I kind of like the idea of the solid, or sorry, some of them have rounded edges on the little lines, and some of them are very squared off. I think for this, I like the square. It has more of like an Art Deco kind of look. And I think I like the more simple one. So it's not very simple, but it just has a few less lines. And we're going to do something possibly crazy, I think. You know what? No, I think I'm going to leave it white. My other backup, my original thought was that I wanted to ink this to make all of the lines black so that the gold would have black lines. But I want to find more places to bring in white in the card. So I think I'm going to try it like this. I think we're going to go for it and leave the white lines white. But if you wanted to, just know that you could make them black by inking them before you foil. All right, so I'm going to go in with the gold circles. So pretty. The gold circles foil. I don't know that I can't remember if we've used this one before or not. And I know I need my little brush. Brush any dust off of our foil. We'll brush any dust off of our foilable away from our foil, so we're not just putting dust onto our foil. What else? I feel like inside my transfer sheet, sometimes it's just. All right, so we're going to place that in there. Pop our foil right on top. We always want them facing the same direction, pretty sides facing the same way. So they're either both facing up or they're both facing down. We're going to pop that into our meat because she's all warmed up and ready to go because it's green. I always foil on number 3. Oh, Dawn, that is a good goal for your craft fund, if I do say so myself. Yeah, Missy, I agree with Missy. You will love it. They're so easy to use. And I've also used it as a foiling or as a laminating machine as well. I had something I had to laminate and I had the laminating pouches and it laminated it better than my old laminator did on its own as well. So just saying. Okay, we're gonna let that cool down. And let's go ahead and trim out some white cardstock and some black cardstock, shall we? Where, if I was ice rink cardstock, where would I be? I know where it should be, but of course it's not where it is. Okay. White cardstock. I think I want a white base and a tiny, very thin black mat, but I'm not positive. It could end up the other way around. So I'm going to just cut both as if they're full card fronts. And then once we peel this and start kind of playing around, because we're also going to do a die cut sentiment. And I think I'm going to do like a shadow on that as well. So I'm not exactly sure what order of stacking I want to do. We're going to leave this out because we're going to need that for whatever order we decide to do our sentiment in. This feels nice and cool. So let's do our peel. All right, are you ready? Fingers crossed. Oh, that is so good. There's that like one teeny little spot. right there. But honestly, that's so pretty. Okay. So we can see if I trim this down more, we can have that little white, or sorry, a tiny little thin black mat, or we could do white. I like the black. All right, so we're going to do a tiny black mat. And you know, this part we can use on another foilable sheet. In fact, let's do that because I know we're going very quickly. We're only 20 minutes in. I'm going to heat my meat back up and we'll foil that onto a black foilable panel and have a little bonus panel ready to go for some future project. Okay, so this is already a little smaller. Foilable panels are already cut down to 4 by 5 1/4, but I want it even a little bit smaller than that. So let's go down to, I'm just trying to cut from each side so that it's still centered. So we're gonna go 5 by 3 3/4. So a 1/2 inch from each direction. And then to mat this, instead of trying to measure, because I want it really fine, really thin, I'm going to put this where I want it to be on the top and left side. That, right? You can see that really tiny little mat. And then we'll trim it to match. All the way around. Okay. So that is where we're at so far, which looks so fancy. Hey, Judy. Okay. Let me grab the black foilables, or toner sheets, I guess. Black toner sheets. So keep them at the front. They're my favorite. And let's foil. They even have one already trimmed down. So this is a full toner sheet. So the whole page, the whole panel, it's coated in black toner. So everything that has foil on it will stick to our panel. So we're going to, like, it's going to be so pretty. I'm going to want to use that instead. I'm just calling it now. I can already tell. We'll see. We'll see. We'll hold up both options. This on white and the other way around, and we'll see which we end up liking better. But this is going to go back into our transfer sheet. I do want to brush them off just in case. Yeah, I hope everybody had a great holiday, or if you're celebrating Hanukkah or Kwanzaa still, or I think Kwanzaa's today, Hanukkah started yesterday. I hope that you're having a great week. If you don't celebrate anything, I hope you're just having a wonderful Thursday. All crafters are welcome here all the time. Okay. And that through. And you know what else I will say? I can't speak for every mink ever, but I, having had many a laminator in my time, have always had an issue at some point with my whatever I'm laminating, like a bunching up and crinkling and getting ruined. Um, and that's never happened with my mink. Throwing it out there. Never been an issue. So, okay. Here is where we're at for sentiment. So there's these new sentiment guys that came out with this last release, a congrats and a cheers. And so I want to use the cheers. And I think it's going to be perfect like that, right? And then like our two little glasses, kind of like that, I think. Which if we're doing it on this one, I'm leaning black letters with maybe a white shadow. But if we're doing it on the other one, it might be reversed. I don't know. Let's see how this turns out. Like that is just so pretty. Oh, I love that. I feel the only reason that I kind of like this better is I feel like the champagne flutes would stand out more on the black. Right, Beth? That's exactly, it's that like Art Deco kind of like jazzy nightclub feel. Not that I've been to one of those, but you know, like on TV. Yeah, I love the black and gold. I think we're gonna go black and gold. But also for future, this is still a beautiful panel that will get used for something. But I think that's why it's always good to be willing to be a little bit flexible with your plans because this is just too pretty to not use. Might not be perfectly centered, but that's okay. So I'm still trimming it back down to be 5 by, what do we say, 3¼ So now we're going to do the reverse. We're going to do a little white border and then a black main panel. What do we do? Right, I'll probably, the little champagne flutes go together so easily. I'll probably make a second, like 2 more, and just make a little matching set of cards. A very, I really like this a lot, where this is headed. You know, I can still make it a little over the top and crazy if we go wild with sequins or something, but so far, I'm really loving it. So let's do. And I feel like New Year's is a fun one because not everybody, it feels like not everybody like really crafts for New Year's. It's kind of like the focus is so much on the holidays that by the time, you know, the holidays are done and um, everybody takes a deep breath, it's like mid-January. So I do like to make a cute little New Year's card. I made a fun one last year. See, that looks so sharp. Oh, it almost looks spooky. You could put like a little one of our little gypsy fairy fortune fairy pink and mean fortune tellers on it. So I might want to pop it up. Sure. All right, so with the cheers, right? And then with those little champagne flutes. Oh my God. So cute. So good. All right. I'm going to cut a black and a white because I'm not sure which one's going on top, but either way, I know I'm going to want to drop shadow. So let's put one of each, and I'll try it both ways. These are just like so dainty. I love the font on these so much. These new little guys. Pinkamene has so many good word dyes, but a lot of times, and there's nothing wrong with this, it's just a different style. A lot of times they're very like cutesy, where these feel just like a little bit more like feminine, maybe. I don't know. Just dainty. Let's get a, yes, that's what we're going for, that classy kind of Art Deco. Like this is a card at the Gatsby party. Gatsby New Year's. Okay. Let me check. Now we're all right. This is pretty much dry. Dry enough to be laid in place for right now. All right. So, ooh, a wine-filled flute to go on the gold. I like that. Yeah, Libby, that's so good. All right, so we can do black cheers with the white background. That kind of gets very lost. And we can do white cheers. Yeah, it's got to be the white with the little black. I still like the black background underneath. I think it still just kind of sets it up nicely. So we'll still stack them. And I don't know, I'm kind of thinking still some kind of either like the gypsy sequins or some kind of little rhinestone or something, glitter enamel dot. I don't know. Why am I doing this? That's the wrong way. That's the wrong way. Right on top. Tiny little dots along the back. I'm not even squeezing the bottle. I'm just tapping whatever's coming out on its own. And we're gonna, it's very thin, so we're gonna be careful, but we're just gonna offset it a tiny bit. Right, and that just gives it that really cute little outline. I kind of want it on top of the little glasses. Let's see what kind of little things. I still have these gold pearls, which could be very nice and a little more subtle. Not that they're like subtle, but compared to our gypsy confetti, they look more subtle. The gold isn't quite the same, where the gypsy confetti gold is the same as the foil. That could be cute coming out of the cup, or even just a cute little like up. I like that. I like that. It's that. That's the one. Mm, big two stuck together. Right. So we'll do 5. I love this so much. Melissa, I'm so excited that everything's starting to get back to normal. Although I'm assuming you guys have just like mass chaos right now, just trying to get caught back up. Okay, I'm gonna add some glue to that little champagne flute. And some glue. This one. I like this kind of going on this diagonal, even if it's not like, it doesn't need to be completely like in line. I think it's okay, like a little more turned, but I do really love it kind of leaning into this diagonal that we're creating. So I color little dots again, glue on the back. Oh, good. I'm so glad you guys are loving it. Me too. I just had such a good feeling about this card going into it. Good. And then, we're going to add some foam to this white panel. We can pop everything up. Oh, don't worry, Beth. I will also be home in my pajamas. Just be very. Should have done this before I glued everything down, but I was really in love with the placement, and I was worried I wouldn't be able to do that again if I picked everything up. I can't, Libby, I honestly can't believe that it's going to be 2025. I was telling my mom last night, it feels like the last 6 months was the fastest time period of my entire life. Like it went faster than anything I've ever experienced. Not even the whole year, just the last 6 months. Like I swear it's still June. All right, so there is card number 1, which is very cute. Show you a little close up with our sparkles and our little glasses. It's because it's too, oh, hey, you can see me on the card. It's because it's just too bright. There you go. Little bubbles. Ah, so good. See, and that we're like 20 whole minutes faster than usual. So let us figure out what to do with this one. I think that's a good idea. And I do like the idea of swapping out the cups. What else is fancy? I kind of like this, but I don't even know what goes in that. I mean, these are pink. I guess we could do pink, right? We said like a wine red versus like a martini glass. I don't drink martinis, but at least I know what that is. Right? We'll all just live through the party card since we won't be partying. I kind of like these little flat ones. I'm going to go with those instead of martinis. We'll do long stem again. They seem exciting. Oh, no, Melissa, I've overruled you. Doesn't happen often. Don't get mad. I feel like I've seen people use these ones for like one of those, is it champagne like towers? What are the ones where you pour it at the top and it's supposed to like trickle down into the other ones? Is it a margarita glass? Kind of. I mean, it definitely is if you put a green and a lime in it. You guys know what I'm talking about? The champagne fountain thing. There's, I like the idea of the two glasses. Oh, you know what else could be cute? Maybe we add some red to the liquid and make a little, one of the little garnishes, like a little holiday cocktail. Right, Melissa? It can be whatever we want. We're in charge. We're the paper bartenders today. Like this little like sprig looks very like fine, noodly. I'm like, these are olives, but what if we cut them from red and did like a little like holly berry situation? Why not? And by cut them from red, I mean I'm just going to cut them in white and we're going to make them whatever color we want. This is what happens when you don't drink and just make up stuff as you go. I did see, I cannot remember who it was, one of the design team girlies made a very cute card with a jar of these olives and the olive you um, sentiment from the little coordinating sentiment set that goes with this. And it's so cute. Olive you. I have no idea what she used for the jar, but it was adorable. Thank you, Raquel. I agree. I love the black card. So no matter what craziness I do to this card right now, we know that I have at least one really solid card that we all like. So if I go astray on this one, it'll be okay. Making sure all my little dies make it right back onto that packaging. Savannah. Perfect. Thank you, Libby. So cute. Okay. This one we might have to add the touch of gloss after. We'll see. But let's grab, this is right next to where we were ink blending before. So I'm going to take a teeny little bit of water in my microfiber and just wipe off that part of the stencil. So I don't get red in there. Pink, probably red. It's kind of red. The name doesn't have a red. Let's go festive berries. She's a little bit of a pinky red. Okay, and we need our low tech mat. That there. Bring it over. Stencil. Try to ink up one side, this left side a little extra, just to give it some variation. Very cute. This low tack mat is seriously a game changer. For all these little die cut pieces, absolutely love it. Can we add like a little sparkle? No, because we're going to add I think I'm going to color the olives in the sprig. But let's use our little low tack mat for that too. This is probably fine. I can hold that, but the little berries can be. We're just going to color over the part that has the little dot. Because I'm not super worried about this looking like olives. Mm. 39, 29. Virginia, I believe the mat is called the low tack. It's like low tack crafting mat or low tack. It's pink and mean. Low tack. Libby will tell us. It's low tack something, but it's perfect. It's a 10 out of 10 for sure. Okay, let's take some white printer paper. Let's have that hanging around, and let's add a little like pine dark green. We're not doing anything crazy with this guy. It's just and then I still want to bring in those peels, or maybe just blue this time. A little BO1, same spots as before. Maybe a little kind of elongated triangle at the top and the bottom. A little notch on each side. And at the bottom, the L1, and then we'll go with the 000 to kind of blend and soften it out. Yeah, good. So I was like holding my breath. Low tack crafty net. Thank you. I knew that he would have her back. Okay, so I think this can go either way. I think I'm going to add the stem to the back of this one. And we're going to right, go little holiday fancy drink, signature party drink. I'm going to trim the little stem off. Right, that looks like a fancy little holiday drink to me. And I think on this one, just so they don't look identical, I'm going to chop off the whole bottom branches. There you go. Little fancy holiday drink. Oh, Lori, I'm glad you didn't miss it. Okay, so, right, we kind of have our two little holiday things. This is kind of making me want to try a red background, but is that too far? You guys tell me, is a red background too much? I know this isn't a full panel, but do we stick with white and just let the red stand on its own? Do we add a little red to our sentiment maybe? Let's see it with the red and you guys tell me if I need to stop. See, I kind of like the red. That it pulls it holiday, right? It pulls it holiday, not New Year's, but we have New Year's covered. So I think a little cheers holiday party is cute. I think red and white sentiment layered and a red background panel. Go us. Go team. We're going to have two beautiful cards in our 1 hour-ish. Let's just hope I can keep this kind of momentum going on Monday next week so we can finish 2024 out really strong. So I don't always get this kind of mojo going, you know? I think we stick with Cheers because I think Cheers and Holiday Party, granted, we're a little after holiday party time, but I know like my company always has a holiday party. This would be a fun one to tuck in if you have like a white elephant or a boss or coworker. Um, I have interns that work with me, so even for them, this would be cute. All right, let's cut it. A white layer and a red. Just like we did last time. We'll fill around with what's going on top. I don't know if you know that very technical trick, but if you throw your die on your craft desk, usually it'll pop out. The people will pop out. Very scientific. I could really buy all these tools. I can just throw my stuff around, right? Yeah, it's silly, but it's also true. Oh, black and red. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Could do black and red. We could do red and white. Now I'm thinking maybe I agree with black and red because the white lines with the white cheers. I don't know. Again, this sentiment die is so cute. They'll get used at some point. If I have extra cheers sentiments, they're not going to waste. I already used this for a different card project this weekend. Not even for company stuff, just on a different card because the font is just so pretty. I think the black and red against that gold and white would really pop. And I am still planning on adding, I think, touch of gloss to these when we're done. Although matte doesn't look bad either. So black on top. Red top. I think red. Bye, Libby. I think red with the black shadow. What do you guys think? Lisa says red. There's the black again. I mean, the black is a little more legible. Melissa says red on top too. I think it just looks more festive with the red, right? And then I know I have red pearls or something. We can add the same kind of placement. Let's do it on top. 2 votes is more than good enough for me. If anybody doesn't like it, you can take it up with Lisa and yes. Right with that little black drop shadow. So cute. Oh yeah, it's on 100%. Always the drop shadow, which it's harder to see on the black and white, but I did the same thing. So the black and white has that little black drop shadow too. So this one, when it's up against the gold, has that drop shadow. Yeah, I gotcha. I gotcha. I think either red or black need our gems. I do have some black. Well, we have the red rhinestones. That might be the move. I love those rhinestones. They're so cute. Okay, let's get this assembled. This time I will add my foam first. I love this too. When you find a layout that makes you really happy, if you already have some of your stuff out still, make a second one. And it doesn't have, I don't make duplicate cards. I literally cannot think of a time that I've made the exact same card twice. But this is the kind of thing I love. Taking your layout or a card that you love and just kind of tweaking it, swapping out some colors, swapping out the theme a little bit, and getting a second card, but in a very safe way where you already know that you're gonna like it. Right? We're taking the best parts of this one and just making it a little companion. Little dots of glue. Yeah, Virginia, that too. When you have the positive and reverse image from your foil, it's much easier to make that second card too, because you already have that element taken care of. Red, red, red. Red. There you go. So our little cheers, little Christmas cocktail card, and the same vibe on our New Year's card. And I think those are just so sneaking cute. What an interesting, different ending we came up with, but I absolutely love it. We didn't have any leftovers now. We got to use up everything we wanted. Well, technically, I have one leftover, but she'll get put to good use. Um, Two very fun cards for end of the year things. And I still think this could be cute for New Year's, right? Like there's plenty of holiday themed like New Year's parties. So very fun. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and helping me with this project. This was definitely a group effort. Sorry, be crinkling that while I'm talking. Very much a group effort. Very much love and respect you guys and love all of your input. Um, so yeah, I will be back here on Tuesday for our, nope, I will be back here on Monday, Monday. Yeah, that's where my brain's at today. I will be here on Monday for our last live with me for 2024. Like I said, hopefully I can live up to how good these turned out next week. Um, right now, I don't have anything specific planned. So if you have any ideas, leave me some comments. And yes, Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, here on Facebook and YouTube. I hope that you guys have a great weekend. I will see you back here soon. And until next time, guys, happy crafting and have a good night.